Now you are welcome to class. My name is Sunday Obin Augustine. I'm privileged to be your English language teacher. So right now, I'll be taking you through the journey of English language as regards the current syllabus for English language. So we are starting from the introduction to English language, the introduction aspects, and this is designed in order to welcome you to English language as one of the key subjects in the secondary school curriculum. English language is the key to all subjects. It is the bloodstream of all curriculum subjects in West Africa secondary schools. That is the English language that gives lives to all the subjects. And this is not far-fetched. This is not difficult to understand. For you to be a teacher in schools, if you want to deliver or if you want to teach any subject, for the fact that that subject is not Yoruba language, you are going to use English to pass out information to the students. You are going to use English to inculcate knowledge to the students. And this justifies the fact that English is the key to all subjects. It is the bloodstream of all the curriculum subjects in West African secondary school. And it is therefore suffice to say that it is already an accepted norms, that they have accepted it with their whole hearts. No gainsaying, no argument, no doubts about English language. An accepted norms that in some West African countries, like all English-speaking countries, the English language has come to stay as the world language. Countries like in all English-speaking country, in all English-speaking country, English language is regarded as one of the best language, in the whole world, which is where English language is being used to inculcate knowledge into the students. So they place English language in a high prestige over all other languages. And for your information, English language is well embraced in all over 120 nations all over the world. All over 120 nations, English is well embraced, it's well given. And this justifies that if you want to teach any subjects, ranging from mathematics, biology, chemistry, physics, just name it. Civic education, just name it, and many more. Government, Christian religion knowledge, you use English to inculcate knowledge into the students. You use English to pass that information into the students So let's proceed without wasting more of our time. So English language has come to stay as the world language, taught from the elementary school to the university level of more than 120 countries. Although relatively easy to speak, note that English language is one of the most difficult language to learn from written materials. It's easy to speak. You may be speaking, you may be correct, but when you come to put it into practice, come and learn it in writing. What you have known, come and put it into writing. That is where the problems comes from. Are you listening? That's where the problems come from, and that is the major reason why most students are still failing English language in any examination. But you see the fact that when they say, total among the students that went the exam in so year, at least 80% pass mathematics, whereby managedly they just struggle 60% try to pass English language. Can you see the difference? It is as a result of them, the ability of not being able to put something into writing. It's as a result of their write-up. It's not as if they did not know how to speak it, but when they now put it into writing, they find problem. They find difficult in putting a simple and correct sentence down. And the first kind of problem comes ranging from the comprehensions, ranging from the letter writing, and the composition from the essay, ranging from the lexical and structure. This is why they find the problem from. On how to pronounce a simple sentence, they pronounce on how to put it down on a pen, on a black and white form. And this is a situation that calls for an attention. It's an invitation to treat in our education system in Nigeria as a nation. Invitation to treat. As a teacher, you enter a class and you teach the students a particular topic under English language, and when you teach them, they will told you that they understand this. And we now give them an extract for them to do from what you have taught them. They will be writing jargons, they will be writing rubbish, as if you have not taught them. As if you have not taught them. As if you have not taught them. They will be writing jargon, they will be writing, and they will be teaching them A, they will be writing B for you. And that is a bad feedback, because when they now try to evaluate your work, they will see that the student that you have inculcated knowledge into, you are wasting your time, you are wasting your energy to teach them. At the end of the day, when they give you feedback, they give you woeful feedback. That means they are not giving your work any distinctive image, because they are spoiling your work. You are extracting your feedback from them in form of tests, in form of classwork. But when they give you the writing rubbish for you, as if you are not in class when you are teaching them that topic. And the only reason about why we can solve this problem, of writing from the student, is unless they read. Solve the problem of poor writing from students. Poor written skills from students of nowadays is unless they read repeatedly. Because English language is not just a subject that we just learn in a day and just abandon it. Over another month time, you will not even go there. But when you now have an exam, you now move closer to it, and you accept the manner to fall from it. You just cram everything at once. No, you don't learn English language like that. English language is meant for intelligent students, not for only brilliant students alone. You have to learn outside the box, be an intelligent student. But the brilliant student will just know only the scope. He or she will not be able to know beyond the scope. Why? Because he or she does not create time You don't have your own timetable of reading. You don't have your own time to go and read, to go and make its own research. And then you go and read what you have not been taught before, and come back to your class teacher and ask him a question. You have to be inquisitive. You have to be struggling to know as an English student. English language student must be inquisitive. And you see, I also enhance your performance in other subjects. Must be inquisitive, struggling to know. Not that you will just be waiting for your teacher to be doing everything for you. Why can't you read ahead of class? So that when your teacher comes, you'll be bombarding him with questions. It's the only intelligent man that asks questions. And when you ask questions, you'll be able to know more. But when you don't ask questions, you just remain dormant. You remain stagnant. You are not going forward, you are not going backward. Just remain at that same position. And the evidence to this, until you go back and read your book personally, read your book privately, and pick up one or two things that you are learning, and come back to your teacher and bombard him or her questions. And this will develop your vocabulary, this will develop your creativity skill, and this will enhance your understanding as English language is concerned. And this is the major reason why we must be reading, learning, and studying English language, and build our interactions with people around us by speaking simple and correct English. When you read alone, you learn. You read English, you study it, you learn it personally. So another popular saying say we learn by swimming. We learn swimming by jumping into the river, not by staying at the back. By jumping into the river. And not by standing by the backside. Standing by the backside. And you will expecting you to be able to swim, jump into the river, not standing by the backside. I don't have to swim. And this is the same way how it's supposed to be for English. As the English language, I think the students must speak it oftenly. Must speak it oftenly, always. When they made a mistake, they will be corrected. They will be corrected. That is as simple as that. And when they are corrected, then learning goes on and not stop. Learning goes on and non-stop. No dey learn finish. We keep learning, keep progressing in life. So, but most students find it difficult to speak because they don't want their mates to laugh at them, particularly in rural areas. Primitive society where life was so little poor. Imagine in the city, they are still embracing English. In the town, they are still embracing English. In the urban area, they are still embracing English. They are still speaking English because it's a place whereby it involves a group of people, whereby you have people from different tribes. So when you find it difficult to be express yourself in the official language of Nigeria, which is English language, the language of commerce, the language of the trading, which is English language, you just be dumped for your life. But in the West, in the rural area, whereby most students they prefer their indigenous language than English language. In the rural area, I think the villages, the students prefer their indigenous language than English language or to English language. They will be telling you nonsense. They'll be telling you that their English language is more, their indigenous language is good, like more than English language. No one is antagonist. No one is trying to say that English language is more superior to your own language. No, but you must know that English language is language that has come to stay. You being a president of a nation today, you being a governor of a nation today, if you want to address the entire citizen, if you want to address the people of the nation, you cannot use your own native language to address them. And that is the essence of English language. Be a president or a person who occupy a big position. Or minister, you cannot, it's not possible. Use your indigenous language or your native language to address people. It's not possible. You are going to use the official language, use this English, but only the official language, which is English language. Are we together? So I want you to get it simple and get it once and for all. So English language is a language that you cannot just push it sideways. No, you can't push it sideways. In any way you get to in the world, English language is well respected and well respected in the highest prestige. And it's a plus for you when you understand English language. You can live in any part of the world. You won't find language as a barrier of a thing. No. Though English language is not superior to other languages, get it right here. Every language is unique in its own way. The impact of English language cannot be overemphasized in the whole world. Get it right here. I'm not trying to be biased about language here, but just trying for you to get the message right and get it once and for all. Anybody, either professor or an erudite, a person who has the highest knowledge, who told you that English language is superior to other language in every aspect, just that the person that is having an ego system, an ego issue problem, and that person is being biased. Because if you tell me that English language is superior to my own language, and I find it difficult to understand English language, that means English is not important to me. So every language is unique in its own way. But we must know that English will be the official language, be the language of commerce. It's a language that has come to stay. It's a language that makes communication a reality between different kind of people. A language that binds us together. Yes. So all languages are good and on their own way. You can't tell me that French is good to English language when I don't understand French. So French is also useful for me. Now, if you are not communicating to me in French, that means I will not hear. And communication is a two-way thing. Communication, you must know that. Communication is a two-way thing. the two-way thing between the encoder and the decoder. The encoder and the decoder. I think the speaker and the receiver. So me, I'm as the receiver, I am now speaking to me in French language. I don't understand French language. That means French language is also no useful for me. That means we have to seek for an interpreter who's going to narrate your information. Who's going to transmit your information to me in English language that I understand. So every language is unique in its own way. No language is superior to the other language. But English language, the essence of English language cannot over be emphasized. So you and I must understand English language deeply to the best of our ability, because any day, anytime we can travel all over the world. And if it's difficult for you and I, it will be a shame, it will be a slap on our face when we are asked to come and give a speech and we are just babbling there. So it's good for you and I to start learning English at the elementary stages of our life now. So when we get to the top, we will not mess up there. Yes. You must know that English language has been taught and it is teaching from the elementary stage to the university level. If possible, all over the world. So let's make the mistake here now. In our secondary school day, let's make the mistake here to use our mistake to rewrite our rights, to rewrite the wrong, to learn the right thing that we need to learn. So when we get there, we will not be messing up ourselves. We will not be messing up ourselves. We will not be discussing ourselves with just common language. You and I don't need to be speaking big language that people will be laughing at. This guy, just speak the simple English and the correct one. So the essence of this introduction and English language in particular is to enable students to acquire sound communication skill. Are you following? Vocabulary development and effective sentence making. That you can make a simple sentence on yourself. Correct sentence, legitimate sentence. You can write legibly as a student. I stand to be corrected. With a detailed understanding of English language, you can live any part of the world. Yes. You can live in any part of the world. Nowadays we see footballers. Nowadays we see footballers, professional footballers for that matter, learning English language so that they can play anywhere, any country. They can play anywhere in the world. So language will not be a barrier for them since they understand the language of the kind country they will be transferred to. So this English language, we and them must put all our best into it and make sure that we know it. It's for our own good. It's for our own good. We must build ourselves. We must learn how to write simple sentences constructively. So we can do this. We can do this from now. Now, when you go to the exam, you will be shivering. You will be looking for any help from whenever, because you carry it inside you. You can't give what you lack. Carry English inside you so that you can deliver excellently in the forthcoming examination. English language is not as hard as you think it is, but it's because the way you see it, your perception to it, and you're not ready to conquer your fear. Even before you enter the exam, you have already defeated yourself. English, this and that. Though, even though if I can do the convention, what about the summary? What about the letters and structure? You have already capitulating, defeating yourself in self-defeat, beating yourself. Instead of you to develop the inspiration in you for the fact that you have read. Not that you have not read at all. Since you have read, what you have read will surely come out. So I'm imploring you, I'm encouraging you. That this is the only time whereby you can shape your learning. This is the only time where you can build your vocabularies. This is the only time where you can learn how to write correct sentence legibly, effective sentence, efficient sentence, error-free sentence. It is now or never. because your brain is still fresh, your intellect is still working. You are you are a student from the galaxy of intellectuals, whereby you don't have any excuse not to become conversant when it comes to English language. You don't have any excuse not to be able to write a composition that is error-free. Talking about the punctuation mark, talking about the comma, talking about the full stop, talking about how to use proper noun, where to start with capital letter. All these are what it entails in the introduction part of the English. And I know before we get to the destination of this our journey, you will have learned one or two things that will make you to be one of the best students as regards English language. So thank you for listening. That is that for English language. English language is a good subject. English language is a subject that will open your eyes to be an excellent student, to be a distinctive student over all other subjects. English language is a subject, is a window in which you see all other subjects. It's a window on its own. It's an umbrella in itself in which all that subjects fall under it. Just name the subjects. All of the subjects, they are under English language. With English language, you can see the world. With English language, you will be exposed. With English language, you will be versatile. With English language, you will be distinctive. With English language, you will be outstanding. With English language, you will be excellent in everything. With English language, you will be more than you are yesterday. With English language, you will be improving continuously. Just give it time. Put your mind into it. Set your mind to it. Be determined when it comes to English language. And say, this thing, I want to know it. And I want to know it qualitatively. So thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. I believe with the introduction, you have been able to know the areas we will be focusing as regards English language and words and things you need to learn that will shape your understanding and build your communicative skill for you to be better when it comes to speaking English correct and simple. And in order to write legibly, in order to write constructively, in order to write correct sentence as simple as it is, and in order to be able to become a student who can write a composition that is error-free. So thank you for listening. God bless you. Whereby you may be asked to write a composition about my English teacher, the way I see him, which is not more than 120 lines. You must be able to write that as an English student at the very from an exam. You write it legibly, very error-free, and you score your mark. If you can be able to do this thing, you don't have any fear as regards your English language examination has come forthcoming. Just read your book, motivate yourself, know what you need to do, solve 3 past questions, and see yourself flying. Thank you very much for listening. You are blessed.